Come gather round the campfire and hear our ghostly tales of chilling terrors, darkest woes, and anything that goes bump in the night. So cuddle up with your best friend or dare it alone. The darkness is closing in and spirits are calling your name. This is Fireside Phantoms. Hi, Holly.
Hi.
It's Paranormal and Paranoid News Day.
Yay.
And in celebration for the countdown to Halloween, I'm going to ask the question of all questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, the first thing that popped into my head is candy corn, just because.
That's mine.
Yeah, just because it is so linked heavily with Halloween.
Is that your favorite candy?
I like it, but I don't know if it's my favorite, but I do like a good candy corn.
Mine is definitely candy corns and then the candy corn pumpkins because, they taste the same.
Yeah, they all taste like just pure sugar in your mouth.
But I've noticed something that's been happening to me recently. Like, I think it's now been the third Halloween. I eat so many of them that my gums will start bleeding.
Oh, shoot. Like Captain Crunch.
It's like Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
And I got like bloody gums and I'm like, okay, so I can't really be eating a lot of those anymore.
Not that many, yeah.
Although I welcome your Chex Mix candy corn snack you always make.
Yes, I always make Chex Mix. It's called Jack-o'-lantern Jumble on the internet.
And we got to put the recipe on.
It's delicious.
It's the best.
And it's
so good.
Pretty easy to make. If I can make it and not burn the house down, then anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So would you ever be one of those households that gave out like toothpaste or something sad like granola bars?
No way.
Okay.
It's candy all the way.
Well, I've collected some of the most worst treats ever given out.
Great.
Raisins.
Yay. Oh, yeah.
I hated
raisins
it when I'd get those box of raisins.
It's like fuck it. It's like fuck you.
So gross. Coupons for fast food. It's like
coupons for fast food.
It's like I'm a kid. I can't drive to the drive-through and get fast food.
I don't have the $1.50 to get the 50 cents off.
Come on. Apples. Nobody wants an apple.
Nobody wants an apple.
Bottled water. Come on.
Boring.
Because then you're going to have to carry that bottled water in your bag all night. It makes it so heavy.
So dumb.
Fruit roll-ups. No, thank you.
No.
And nobody likes black licorice. So just stop it.
Well, no. A couple people I know do like black licorice.
Do you?
It's okay.
Gross. Okay.
My mother in particular and yeah.
And it even makes your teeth black. I don't like that either. Pennies. Like pennies. Just stop it with the pennies.
Insulting.
Batteries. Like, what am I going to use these batteries for? Unless you're going to give me a toy that goes with it. Dental floss.
No.
Rock candy.
Wait, what's rock candy?
It's that candy that looks like, geode crystals and it like breaks your teeth off. And
God.
It's so hard to eat. And it's like on a stick. It's horrible. Erasers. I couldn't stand getting these erasers. And like the pencils. They just throw a couple pencils in your bag.
That's funny.
And I love this one that I would always get. Candy canes.
Yeah.
You just know it was someone's leftovers from the previous Christmas.
They're like, get ready for Christmas. Here's a candy cane from 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's like, it's Halloween. I don't want Christmas candy.
I would probably take that candy cane and just chuck it back at the guy and be like, fuck off.
Yes.
This is Halloween. Stop it.
And bookmarks. Nobody wants a bookmark.
Bookmarks.
Wasabi or kale chips. No, thank you.
Wasabi?
Haven't you seen those like wasabi gumballs and like the wasabi flavored mints and it's just gross.
That is gross. Wow.
That started like in the 90s. I don't know why people started doing that. And then Cracker Jacks. No, thank you.
I'll take a cracker. I like some caramel popcorn.
And anything homemade, of course, that is poisoned or has razor blades is a really bad gift.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes.
And of course, now with this, I have to go over the best treats ever. The Pixie Sticks, number 1.
Yeah, those are good.
Laffy Taffies. That's where I get all my jokes. That really, that really set my humor for the rest of the life. That's why I'm so cheesy all the time. I blame Laffy Taffies.
Laffy Taffy. Nice.
Tootsie Rolls. I'm not a big fan of those.
I do like a Tootsie Roll, but they have to be soft. If they're too chewy, it just destroys the experience.
It does. And A&W root beer candies, though, are the bomb.
I don't think I've ever had a candy. I've definitely had the root beer floats plenty of time.
Yeah, no, they're the package, and they're almost like sweet tarts, but they taste like the root beer
Ah,
flavor of A&W. It's
I
so
don't
awesome.
I don't think I've had them. Huh.
Ring pops are a big popular one.
Okay.
And of course, any of the major candy bars like M&M's, Twix, Kit Kat, Snickers,
And full size, not
Reese's.
the damn bite
Yeah,
size.
we don't want bite size.
Yeah, not fun snack size.
One of the most popular ones, but then got pulled for several Halloweens, was Pop Rocks because there was a rumor that it killed people.
Don't you drink that or you eat it with pop? Yeah, and then
with Coke.
your mouth explodes.
Yeah, and then your brain explodes.
Yeah, and then your whole head pops off of your body.
Yeah, it's really nasty death.
There's blood everywhere. You become
I think
your
we're
own
still
Halloween
in the mode
adventure.
of Gettysburg. This is not Gettysburg. We're on to Halloween.
This is what you guys fought for. Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks. Milk Duds. Loved Milk Duds.
Yes.
Sour Patch Kids.
Yep.
And now this isn't candy, but these are some things that people love getting. Tattoo stickers.
Okay.
Silly putty. I can agree with that.
Okay.
Slinkies.
Nice.
The metal ones, not the stupid plastic ones that don't work.
Yep.
And hard cold Benjamins, of course, preferably without the white powder on them. No, seriously, one time I had someone stick Monopoly money in my treat bag.
That's kind of cute.
I was like, what am I going to do with that?
Nothing.
Like, as if they could trick me.
Yeah.
I know this isn't real money. It's pink.
Could you imagine
For
going
God's sake.
to a trick-or-treating house, like going trick-or-treating, you go to a house and you ring the bell and they just throw $100 in your trick-or-treat bag.
One time,
Real $100.
Yeah, one time somebody put in like those little travel size deodorant and shampoo things.
Oh, really?
And I got paranoid. I'm like, oh, do I stink?
Yeah.
I got really
That's a weird thing to give me.
because my friends didn't get it in theirs.
What did they get? Candy?
They got treats.
What?
So I think they ran out and they were like, oh shit, we gotta throw something in there. Yeah, I don't know.
That's when you soap their windows
I know.
and egg their roof. Toilet paper everywhere.
The best trick to play is take Oreo cookies and break them apart, and because of the cream in the middle, they stick really nicely onto people's windows and cars. I covered an entire car with Oreos.
Really?
Yeah, and it worked really well.
That's pretty sweet.
And then they can just come out. It doesn't damage the car, and they can eat it if they're brave enough.
Oh boy, whose car did you do that to?
Oh, no comment.
Okay, that person's still alive then.
They're alive. On to real news.
Okay,
so another mutilated cow was found in Eastern Oregon.
Really, another one.
Yes, an article published August 31st on Oregon Live was brought to my attention by a friend of mine who always sends me articles.
Yeah.
So, this rancher found the dead 3-year-old cow carcass near Fox Creek, which is by Lookout Mountain in Baker County. Do you know where that is? I don't.
Yeah, it's way on the east side of Oregon.
Okay. So the Oregon Fish and Wildlife were called in to investigate this case because they were thinking that it was possibly wolves. They've had other cases over the summer and they've determined they were all wolf attacks.
Okay.
So, they were like, okay, we'll see if these are wolves. But in this case, it's puzzling because the cow's whole tongue was missing.
Ugh.
And it was apparent to the investigator that it was removed while the cow was still alive.
Oh my God.
So in other cases, usually the cow's been dead. Like they can determine the cow died and then the organs were removed, right?
Yeah.
In this case, that was not happening. The cow was still alive. And unlike the clean, precise cuts of other cow mutilations, this cow's tongue was just raggedly yanked out. And the arteries in the back of the throat were severed during the process. They said that there was huge amounts of blood thrown all over the place, way up high into the trees, as if the cow was thrashing its neck back and forth to avoid being hurt.
Oh.
Yeah, did I create a good picture?
Yeah, very sad picture of that poor cow.
I know.
Oh.
Well, some have theorized that the cow might have bitten off its own tongue trying to fight off a predator. There's only one problem with that theory. Cows don't have front teeth on top of their jaw.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
No.
So there were no predator tracks, they said, just a set of human boot tracks from the rancher who found the animal. And the cow was able to escape from a nearby road where the attack happened and died about 100 yards into the field. Investigator Brian Ratliff said there was no bullet wounds
And despite the large amounts of blood, no sign of any predators afterwards feeding off the carcass, except
they won't touch it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bird that stole an eyeball, but that was it.
Huh.
And this is his quote. "This is a stumper," Ratliff said. "I don't have any answer."
Huh.
One other person said it could have been that the cow got its tongue caught in a trap, like a metal trap, for another animal that was set out, and was just trying to get it
But they never found the tongue.
They never found
So that's bullshit.
the trap either. So
Yeah. And the thing about it is that there's no evidence of anyone around the cow. There's no footprints.
That's the thing.
There's nothing.
This particular cow incident, it was in a really dirty field. So the investigator Brian was like, "No,
you would
we
have
would have
seen
seen tracks.
Yeah,
we would have definitely. It would have been
Absolutely.
perfect for, really finding out what was around the cow.
Right.
There was nothing.
Right.
Just that rancher's boot. And they matched it with his boot. It was his." And a truly shocking story, no pun intended, was from a published article with Coast to Coast reporting a single lightning bolt in the country of Georgia killed about 550 sheep that were grazing on a mountain.
Really?
What's crazy about this, we know that that's happened before. I've told a story where that's happened before in other places. But the sheep herder who was on the mountain was left unharmed.
So just the sheep died?
Just the sheep. All of the sheep died at once, instantaneously.
Maybe it was their woolly coats that, transmitted the electricity from sheep to sheep to sheep.
Something. They're all connected.
Huh.
It was like just went
Could
boom,
you
boom,
imagine
boom, boom, boom.
being that guy? That sheep herder,
and he's
shepherd
like,
guy?
I don't know
like,
how
what the hell?
he lived. Yeah.
How crazy would that be?
And to lose that many sheep. They said it was just one single bolt.
Where did this happen?
It was in the country of Georgia.
Oh, in the country of Georgia. Oh,
Not
wow.
the state. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
In another cow-related news, there's a bunch of cow stuff right now. Did you know that some crazy driver in Marshfield, Wisconsin went to a McDonald's drive-thru with a cow and 3 of her calves in the back seat of his car?
That's pretty cool.
That's a really clever way to train or punish your cows. I'm going to really teach you a lesson. I'm going to eat this cow burger Big Mac right in front of you guys.
This is where you guys are headed, just so you know.
So you better mind up. Now, the driver claims he and his daughter went to an auction, bought some cows, but got hungry on the way back home.
So stopped to get themselves some burgers right in front of those cows.
Those assholes.
That's pretty disrespectful.
That's so rude.
That is.
I truly don't know what's happening in this world over the last few years, but I'm pretty sure I'm watching a movie.
Yeah, I think you are.
And a real shitty story posted on Live Science this month talks about 3 men, all brothers, who got trapped trying to fix a faulty pump in a manure pit. Manure can be very deadly in large amounts in an enclosed area due to released toxins, including methane, hydrogen sulfide, and ammonia. I'm getting to the paranormal part here soon. The emergency services did get them out, but they all died at the hospital. This article search, so I just, saw this because, it pulls up related articles when you're searching for a topic.
Yeah.
And it led me to another article of an interesting theory that carbon monoxide leaks and airborne toxins are most likely the leading cause of haunted homes.
Really?
Yes. So since 2015, scientists are now thinking the exposure to indoor molds and toxic gases can mimic psychosis in the residents experiencing depression, anxiety, hallucinations, and illness. It makes some sense considering even older houses that are prone to these types of molds and things are also more prone for reporting ghostly sightings. For example, in 1992, there was a connection between Halloween haunted houses and hay bales used as decorations. Several people came down with illness involving neurological psychosis, hallucinations, and was diagnosed with sporotrichosis fungal infections. And people with heightened sensitivity are more susceptible to the psychosis effects, involving nightmares and auditory and visual abnormalities. So that explains why some people will see these and hear these abnormal sounds and visions, but other people in the house won't.
Right.
In 2005, NBC reported a case of a woman freaking out over seeing a ghost in her shower. After further investigation, it was found that a new water heater had been installed and was faulty, with a small carbon monoxide leak. Once it was fixed, no more ghost sightings.
Oh. Huh.
Carbon monoxide is deadly, but in
Yeah.
small amounts, it prevents
Yeah.
enough oxygen from reaching the brain. So, when those small amounts are prevalent, it's very easy to hallucinate or feel overcome with like this depression or this really weird feeling of almost like a haunting.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
somebody's behind
Something's
you,
wrong.
like
Yeah.
dizziness, all that stuff.
Sure. Uh-huh.
And the American Journal of Ophthalmology had written about a lady back in the 1920s who was experiencing some really very scary poltergeist activity in her home. She said that footsteps were heard above her room. Nobody was ever there. She would wake up to loud disturbances of furniture being dragged around, even though, there wasn't even furniture that was in that particular room.
Right.
She even found a couple sitting together at the foot of her bed one night when she woke up. So she also felt like a ghost was following her around the home and said her bed sheets were ripped off of her while she was sleeping. Her brother-in-law, who didn't believe in ghosts, suggested it might be that she was being poisoned. You probably might want to get your water tested. You're probably being poisoned. The woman reluctantly called experts who could locate any issues in her home. They rather quickly discovered that her furnace was leaking carbon monoxide into the home rather than allowing it to escape the chimney. You know what? This makes me so paranoid. We have just replaced our furnace a few years ago,
Yeah.
and we got a brand new water heater.
Now you're going to want a carbon
So I'm
monoxide
like,
detector.
Yeah, I'm like, if I see any or see anything strange or hear anything strange, I'm getting a carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah.
I think it's a law. You have to have them in your homes now
Yeah.
if you're going to sell your home.
Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people who've died from that. It's terrible.
It's really scary.
Yeah, it's bad.
And radon gas has also been suspected to play a role in
Oh.
a person's behavior. And we know that's a big deal here as well. It's known for being the second leading cause for lung cancer after smoking. And it's most prevalent in the Appalachian Mountain areas, Pennsylvania, Basin, Montana, and other mining towns. It's colorless, odorless, tasteless, and it's a naturally occurring radioactive gas that's made from the decay of radium. People used to sit in radon spas that were once advertised in the United States and Europe.
Really?
Because they experienced this euphoric state of awareness.
Wow.
It made them like get high.
Yeah.
And some said it made them really energized. And they used to believe that these low doses of radiation could have long-term beneficial effects.
Did a lot of those people die?
I don't know. So it used to be a belief that low doses of radiation can have long-term beneficial effects, including relief from arthritis.
Oh.
So yeah, I guess if you're high, you're not really focusing on your pain.
Yeah. Huh.
So I don't know if people died from this or if they shut it down after realizing, hey, no, this is actually not a good idea.
Yeah.
But this website, ghosthuntingtheories.com, who was really kind of interested in this and exploring this theory further, got a radon map of all the locations in Phoenix, Arizona, and then they compared it with their most active investigations of hauntings, and it lined up.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is interesting. Huh.
Yeah, and it made me think of the Oracle of Delphi in Greece. You know, that prophesied the riddles to the Greek and Roman rulers who sought advice there. It was described as a small chamber temple with a local woman priest who entered into a trance. The Greek writer Plutarch claimed there was a sweet-smelling fume like perfume, and, it was coming out from the chamber. He suspected these fumes were from the rocks below, allowing some type of emissions from older earthquakes. And recently, scientists have found that there was a fault crossing the old location where the temple was located. So they suspect that these faults released these light gases composed of, water from like a nearby spring that had methane. And traces of ethylene, which produces this floating sensation and euphoria. It's also sweet smelling.
Oh, interesting.
So this makes me think of the accounts when people say they're haunted and they go into a haunted dwelling, they smell flowers.
Right.
or
Right.
perfume.
Well, sometimes they'll smell like rotting flesh
That
too.
that too, but it's just interesting.
Yeah.
The whole that it could possibly be this. Of course, I'm not saying that there's not legitimate ghost hauntings, because I think there are. Especially the stories that involve the haunting of following the person from place to place.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
that that's not coming from just the house.
Right. Exactly.
So,
yeah.
but you might want to consider, if you're experiencing paranormal activity, just to get a radon test or mold or carbon monoxide test if you're being haunted.
Right. Right.
So I don't know if you're familiar with the apps that reanimate old photos. Have you heard of those?
Yes. Oh, I know where you're going. This is so creepy.
It's so awful. So, the motion portraits you see at like the Halloween stores for Halloween, and then like on the walls of Hogwarts.
Yes.
Or the Haunted Mansion, where they talk to you and they move.
Yeah,
in
those
the
are
picture.
great. Those are great.
Well, there are companies now like Motion Portrait, Deep Nostalgia, and My Heritage, which boasts of this app or website where you can download old photos that you have of dead people and make them come back to life.
Yeah.
And the users are able to animate the faces of their dead relatives. They can see their lips and faces move, eyes blink. Some of them can even program songs so that they'll sing along to music.
Wow.
You can also apply it to your pet photos too.
Yeah.
And some people are really creeped out by this.
Yeah.
And others are fine with it. But I noticed that there was one company, I'm not sure if it's still in existence, but it was described as back in 2017, a South Korean company called With Me.
Mm-hmm.
And it requested that people get the people while they're alive to do a 3D scan of themselves with some of the equipment that they had.
Okay.
And then when they collected it, when the person is alive, they can create an animated avatar that can be programmed to reply with their voice.
Oh my God.
And to say phrases like, I love you.
There's a Black Mirror episode about this.
Is there?
Yeah.
Black Mirror is so creepy.
So creepy accurate.
So creepy accurate.
Jeez.
And the programmer said that it's a way to offer a living memorial for those who will be devastated by the loss. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but how creepy is that? That you can just use their voice. And they're using this artificial intelligence to remember all this personal information about them.
Yeah.
So they actually become a living avatar.
Wow.
On their screen.
So 2 points. The Black Mirror episode starts like that, where you get phone calls from your dead loved one, and it basically, the company takes all the emails they've ever sent you and all the voicemails and all the text messages, learns the personality, learns the voice, and then the person, like, she loses in the story, she loses her husband. And so her friend gets her to sign up for the service, and so then he starts to call her and they start having conversations like AI. And then they're like, well, if you want to buy the next level up, we will bring you essentially a robot that looks just like your husband and acts just like your husband.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have seen this.
Have you seen that one?
I don't think I've seen the whole one, but I've seen the part where it's the robot she orders.
Yeah.
And
she puts it in the bathtub, and then he has to inflate and everything.
And it's kind of like shiny skin.
Yeah.
Ew.
And then she's just kind of like wigged out at first, because you would be, but then she starts having sex with him, and then she's like, wow, okay, this is gonna work.
She's like, I did make a couple adjustments with your anatomy, honey. Hope you don't mind.
Right.
Everything else though is pretty much the same.
But then ultimately she just can't, because he isn't quite her husband, and she's just like, and she has to ban him to live in the attic.
Yeah, I think people just don't like it because it really isn't authentic.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a creepy copy, and people feel like that can be possessed.
Mm-hmm. But you know what story I thought you were going to tell?
What story?
The app where, and this, I've seen this before. I don't know what it's called. I didn't want to know, but essentially it's an app where you record yourself and then you play it back, and it changes your facial expression. So for example, this one woman was doing it, and she's like, okay, it's got me smiling. It looks totally natural. It makes her look like she's smiling. She's like, I'm not smiling. And then you'll see a hand come into frame. She's like, that is not my hand. I do not have my hand up by my face.
I've never seen
It's
that.
creepy as fuck.
I have never
It's really
seen that.
fucking creepy. So it basically animates you to however,
The mood that you want.
I whatever, but she goes, this is really freaky because I am not doing that right now. And it's making it look like she is. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah, and I can see where this is going to. I think it could present legal issues.
Yeah.
Because using someone's dead voice and
Ugh.
having their image be, at your beck and call. It's almost like disturbing their eternal rest.
Well,
Right?
people have to learn to get through the tough times and
Mhm.
let go and grieve, and that this is just a way of making it so they don't have to do that, I guess.
And it's almost like if you're asking somebody to pose for their death avatar, you're
That's a little weird.
expecting them to die soon.
Yeah.
It's like, hi, Holly.
Yeah.
I'm going to really miss you when you're gone. Do you mind doing a death avatar for me?
It'll be for my comfort after you're gone.
Hopefully you'll live a really long time. But we better get this done.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you didn't feel good today.
Yeah, that's
Let's
true.
get
I
this
don't.
done.
Yeah.
So gross. I also think with virtual reality, we probably someday can just pop on some goggles and take a vacation with our deceased loved ones. That is just so bizarre.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
So weird.
But my favorite app that I found, it's hilarious. It's called the Die With Me app.
Oh, Jesus.
Um,
That's a
and-
horrible name. If I'm going, you're coming with me.
It's so funny because like when you search for something, it comes up with everything related to that search. And so you're like, oh, this is even more weirder.
More
It's
dark
called
than I
Die
thought.
With Me app. What is
Yeah.
this? As it turns out though, it's harmless. It's just an app where users, they're only allowed to access this app when their phone has less than 5% battery life. And it celebrates the death of your battery while others in the chat room experience it with you.
Yeah.
So they can all commiserate together that their cell phone is dying.
So,
Yes.
he for his daughter's birthday every year, he gives her a condolence card.
Oh my God.
Which I think is really funny.
That is so funny. And I just feel like the app dying on your phone is so well needed.
That's
because
very cute,
We're all
yeah.
freaked out.
Yeah,
And we're like,
yeah.
why is my phone losing its battery? Ah,
So does it make like bad noises like help me, I'm dying?
I don't know. But like you can read people's comments and they're funny.
That's cute.
They're like, quick, say something smart so I have something nice to remember after my phone is dead.
That's great.
So that's my paranormal paranoid news today.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Very good. What are we going to read on, do you think?
Whether these apps can become possessed. I don't know. What do you want to know? You want to know about the cow mutilation?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Have you read on the cows before, though?
I think we have.
Yeah.
But we could ask different things.
How about we just simply say, was this cow killed by aliens?
Okay.
Let's just ask that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Bye.
Okay,
We're back.
We're back. Carol, what do you got for us?
I'm using the Halloween Tarot.
Yay!
Yay, Halloween.
I love that deck.
By Karen Lee, art by Kipling West.
Nice.
Thank you for your tarot contribution.
Thank you for your contribution to the tarot industry.
This is a really fun tarot deck.
It really is cute.
So I drew 8 of bats, 7 of imps, and the hermit. 8 of bats, so the bats represent the swords in traditional tarot. 8 of swords, I interpret that as, yes, this cow was trapped in a trap, or something was trapping this cow's tongue.
Cow.
For sure, literally. The 7 of imps is, corresponding to the 7 of wands in traditional tarot, and that's the next card. This cow fought a battle for its life.
Yeah.
It was full-on war trying to get out of whatever was attacking this cow. And I do believe it's a lone person acting on its own in secret. It's the Hermit card, which is a major arcana. And whoever is doing this, it could be, the card's art has a mad scientist on there.
Mhm.
So the Hermit card traditionally denotes hidden knowledge the seeking after knowledge. So I think it's somebody who really is wanting to discover something
Yeah.
in the tongue tissue
Yeah.
and is trying to go about it any way they can. In this particular case, they had a hard time obtaining it because
Yeah.
the cow fought back.
Yeah.
And
Oh, poor
so,
cow.
yeah, and the hermit is not a big group of people. So I think it's a lone person or entity acting on this sort of situation.
Okay.
What do you have?
So I'm using the movie tarot again, which is based off of movie characters, and it's by Natalie Foss and Diana McMahon Collis. Thank you for your contributions to the tarot industry. I pulled some interesting cards. So obviously, this tarot deck is based off of famous movie characters. So I pulled the Queen of Swords, which is Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct, and which is pretty funny. So
She's sitting in the chair ready to expose herself.
yes, she's got that white
famous scene.
that white outfit on, and she's holding a sword. And so she, in my opinion, is, because the Queen of Swords is all about the intellect and experiments and science and that type of thing, because she's such a brainy person. I think that, again, this poor cow got attacked because of scientific reasons. Like there's some kind of experiment that's being done. They're trying to learn something about the cow or its tissue, which is why they only take certain parts of the cow. But something got pulled out of the cow that they're looking for specifically. This was followed by the Two of Wands, which is basically developing a plan or an overall scope of what they want to do. It's also a choice or a path between two things. So I think that they're trying to determine what they get from the cow, if it's going to meet their needs or what it tells them about our world or whatever it is. But they're trying to develop an agenda for how they want to move forward with this tissue, how they can manipulate it in their own science labs. And then the card that I ended on, because the question I did ask is, are these aliens, is the Strength card. And it is represented by Sigourney Weaver from Aliens.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
Ding, ding,
so
ding,
awesome.
ding, ding. So yeah, motherfuckers, I think it's Aliens.
It's Aliens.
Absolutely. You can't get a bigger movie icon for Aliens.
A yes card
A
for
yes
sure.
card for Aliens is Sigourney Weaver, who represents the card of Strength, which means you have to be a badass to fight these guys off, which is what that poor cow tried to do. So yeah, I'm going to go, my money's on Aliens. And they're doing a science experiment.
I agree. Not so benevolent now, Holly, are they?
Nope. Those poor cows. I'm going to talk now to the ranchers of the state of Oregon. Maybe it's time to bring all your cows in and just watch them, just keep them close to your house and sit them all down and tell them what's going on and how they need to
Wear
devise
to keep their tongues protected.
devise a plan so if they see said aliens that they can alert you somehow, and then you can come out and shoot the alien or usher the cows away or something, because these poor things are out there by themselves and they're getting attacked.
They really need to have a rancher, just like, you know how we have neighborhood watches?
Yeah.
They really need a ranch watch where somebody's always on watch.
I think they've talked about that because these cows are expensive. They're losing a lot of money when they lose a cow.
Yeah, this particular cow, 3-year-old cow, I think was worth about $6,500.
Yeah, that's about right. It's a lot of money for a cow. So, and that's their livelihood, and it's kind of getting destroyed by whatever the fuck is running around and killing their cows.
Yeah.
And then the animals not touching it after it's dead. I mean, that's very strange.
That's very suspect.
Yeah.
Because why would they just let a perfectly
if a person did
edible carcass?
Yeah. If a person killed this cow, then the animals would be all over it.
Yeah. Especially wolves in the area. And they've had a lot of wolves.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I think Sigourney Weaver has spoken.
I think you're right.
I think it's aliens. I think it's aliens. All right. Well, that does it for us. You guys keep your cows safe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Moo. Is razor blades on your list?
You just took away my joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Josh, she's always doing this, Josh.
Josh.
She always jumps to the punchline.
I take that out, Josh.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Religious pamphlets.
Well, that makes sense. Depends on what neighborhood you're in, I guess.
And said her bed sheets, and she said, she also felt like a ghost was following her around her home and said her bed sheets, I got to say this again. I keep fucking this up. She also felt like a ghost was following her around. She also felt.
Welcome to my world. Sucks.
This sucks. Okay.
As the flames die down, do remain undaunted.
Though all hitchhikers are ghosts,
And all dolls are definitely haunted.
hey guys, be sure to follow us on Instagram. Our handle is @FiresidePhantoms. If you have a spooky story you would like to share with us, send it to firesidephantoms@gmail.com and you may hear it on a future episode.